So, ladies, we are here today in the thick of May and the end of school. And
No.
since this is our first time gathering, would you guys want to do like a just quick intro, who you are, what you do, how long you've been in real estate? Sonja, let's start with you.
Okay. I'm Sonja Halstead. I've been in real estate actually this year, 25 years. I'm so excited
Good
about that. I don't
job.
know if that's good or bad because number one, feel old. And number two, I've had a lot of crap happen to me over the last 25 years when it comes to real estate and my personal life. So, whatever. And everybody knows about it because you're kind of like famous in this business. So it's like, whatever.
Yeah.
But I love what I do every single day. I tell everybody I was raised by a Marine and I'm still scared of him a little bit. And that's why I do what I'm supposed to do every day. And that's why I'm successful. So that's who I am.
Amazing. Thank you for being here. And Miss Mary Jo.
Yes. Hi. I feel like I'm in the presence of greatness here with Sonja.
Oh, stop
So
it.
I feel like so I've been licensed 14 years and I used to always like round up and I'd be like almost 10 years. And now I'm starting to feel like 14 years.
I know. It's almost
Um
embarrassing to tell people.
yes, it's like a sign of your age.
It
And I'm
is.
like, oh dang, a long time. But now I can, say like 15 years of experience or whatever and just roll with it.
Mhm.
I run a very small team. Myself, I'm in West Akron. I try to keep everything very hyper local um, because that's frankly easiest for me. And then I have an agent on my team who's in Cleveland, who also is trying to be hyper local there. And then we have two people that are newer on our team as well. Um, yeah, and I started with a different brokerage, and then I've now been consistently with the same company for a while. And yeah, I'm just excited to be here. Like I said, I feel honored and humbled to be here.
Oh,
It's
I'm
going to be fun.
Yeah, I'm
excited.
excited.
And you guys, like the why behind this, and for anybody who's listening, is after our mom's event, I cannot even tell you. So, to listeners, we had a moms in real estate event. And we all, like Sonja said, we're all basically famous in real estate. I've always thought about doing a podcast. Is it just me? Is it other people? And I am listening to these brilliant women who are hilarious and authentic and real and talking about just life along with being a killer rock star real estate agent. And I'm like, they are it. They're who we need. So thank you for your authenticity and being here. And so we started this call saying it's the end of school. It is craziness. How are you guys doing it? It was like a light bulb moment to me that when our schedules are crazier than it absolutely could be of any other time in the year, it's also real estate's busiest time of the year.
Mhm.
Yes.
How are you
Yes.
hanging on?
Not well.
No, drinking a lot of wine.
Yeah, not well. Not well. Today my husband was like, maybe we can talk about this when you he didn't say better mood. He like phrased it some way that was like soft touching, like you're not being the greatest right now. I'm well aware I'm not being the greatest right now. But like I'm hoping that the calendar switches to June 1st and like we're fresh new start, right?
Yeah, it's true. Like when I building my career, I had two kids, of course, my Johnny and Brittany, they're 30 and 27. Then I decided to do it again because I'm stupid. And he's 15. And I literally had a half hour today to get teacher gifts because tomorrow's the last day of school. And I'm like, okay, I'm getting Starbucks gift cards, and I bring it home and he goes, why would you buy my teachers that? I wanted to throw them at him.
That's so funny.
It's like, listen, I have 20 minutes in my day to get your teacher gifts, and this is what they're getting.
Yes. I was blessed that one mom collected and got a gift card and I just Venmoed
That's
her.
great.
And I was like, that woman is a saint.
That is a
Yeah.
great idea. I love that. You know what was funny? I am typically a Starbucks gift card. Just it is easy. It's what you can do. Sometimes we have a stockpile of them at home, whether it's for clients or whatever. And I thought this year, like, oh, my daughter wanted to pick out her gift. She has the same teacher that my oldest had. This is so funny. She picked out this little pouch, and the teacher was like, Nora, Your brother gave me a blue pouch. Similar.
You remember?
Oh my gosh. Well, she must like a blue pouch.
You
I
know,
did one. That's so funny. One year I got them all wine bottles and put my kid's face on it and said, you deserve to drink this because you had to teach them this year.
That is so funny.
I did.
That is so funny.
I did. I was like, you know what? This is what they all loved it, but it's hard
Yeah.
to get teacher gifts. Like, you don't know what to get them. Listen, we couldn't do our jobs without the teachers. Like,
Yeah.
God bless them. I wish they went to school all year round.
Oh,
But-
yeah.
But I feel like you have to do something for them at the end of the year. You have to.
You do. Do you guys
Yeah.
do client gifts like at the end of transactions?
I do.
I always do.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I will say this, it fascinates me because I think if you survey male realtors versus female, they do not gift, is what I have
Really?
found. I have found this multiple times. My best friend is an admin for an agent, and he does not gift. I remember talking to one agent and they said, wasn't my gift my work? And I don't know if it's like
Wow.
a feminine thing, but
Maybe.
like I always give a gift.
I love it. Like, I usually do like a Home Depot gift card because they're always doing something to the house.
Yeah, that's a
You
good
know,
one.
a bottle of champagne, just something fun. And
Mhm.
we like to put it in the house before they give them the keys. So it's sitting on the counter.
I love that.
That is a
love that.
really good idea.
And
It's
if there's
great.
kids, then we do kid stuff like balloons or some bubble gum or something for the kids too.
I just gave today a pregnant woman a bottle of champagne, and then I was like, I am the least thoughtful. But there was a
No, she's
welcome mat
gonna
and a
drink
plant.
that. She'll drink that.
I
It'll
know.
just
She
take a
said
minute.
she did say I might have a small sip. I said,
You deserve it, girl.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
It is so funny. It's interesting though. I've noticed that with men, and I've also noticed it seems that gifts are given to more buying clients than if you listed a home.
Mm.
You know what? That's true, kind of. I guess people do that. You know, my cousin in Florida, she gives every single person she sells a house a gas grill. Don't get excited, people. I can't do that. I
That's
sell way
nice.
too many houses.
What part of Florida? You said Florida?
She's in Orlando.
Oh, that's
And she
really
gets-
classy.
Isn't that crazy?
That's crazy.
I'm texting my son to get my dog out of here.
Oh, that's okay.
You're gonna hear mine in a second too, or the kids like running in. So are you guys doing any vacations this summer?
I do not do vacations in the summer. I stopped that a long time ago. It's been about 15, 16 years. I leave every year, either Christmas Day or the day after Christmas. And I take my whole family away for New Year's. And I've done
Oh, I
that.
love that.
It's a very expensive week, but guess what, guys? Our phone doesn't ring that week.
That's so true.
Because in reality, when you're on vacation, you
So
still
true.
work. I don't care what anybody says. Your phone, I say
Mhm.
your phone's your moneymaker. You're still working on vacation. And when I used to go in the summer years ago, my family would get so mad at me because I was still working. So
Mm.
it costs a lot of money to do this every year, but I look forward to this trip every single year. And I know that I don't have to work for 7 days.
Do you do a resort?
Yep.
I love that.
I bought into a timeshare years ago with Moon Palace, and we go to Moon Palace either in Jamaica, Punta Cana, or Mexico every year.
Oh, that's
And this,
amazing.
and this year we're taking my brand new grandbaby.
Oh, so sweet.
So yeah, it's
That's
fine.
awesome.
It's expensive, but it's worth it. The flights cost me $1,000 a person, which is ridiculous.
But you know
And
what?
I've let my older kids take well, back then they were boyfriends, but now she's married to him. But since they were 17, they were allowed to take their boyfriend because they wouldn't go. Let's face it, teenagers don't want to be around us, especially at the holidays.
Don't
So
tell
the
us
only way-
this. Don't tell
Well,
us
it's
this
true.
yet.
I'm sorry to tell you. The only way I could get them to go is to take their damn boyfriend or girlfriend with us.
Yes.
That's so funny.
You know what?
See, I
else
would
was
be
good
annoyed
about-
though if they broke up with that person. I'd be like, we just spent $1,000 on that
Oh,
jerk's flight. He's gonna
My-
pay me.
my son's been through, I think, 2 going on our trips. I'm like, you know,
Is
whatever.
he
It is
single
what it
now?
is.
'Cause maybe I
He's
want to go
single.
on a trip.
He's single now.
Oh
Oh,
man.
But I camp in the summer. So I have a camper at Clay's Park, and now it's called Jellystone. And I picked that because I know I can't travel in the summer months, but it's only 20 minutes from Wadsworth where I work. So we go there as a family on Friday. And if I have to work on Saturday, they stay there. I come back, do my business and go back. So we're still getting vacations in the summer. It's just at a campground.
Yeah.
I love that.
You're very thoughtful about being able to unplug. And
I tried.
Jellystone gives you that.
Well, when I started camping, I didn't want anybody to know me there, but now I throw my beer koozies out like it's my job.
Oh my gosh. For your real estate team?
Oh yeah, I throw them
That
out from the golf cart to everybody's sites because I've sold like 5 people houses that camp there. I mean, I've
That's
gotten business.
amazing.
I'm a firm believer you got to stay out in the public. You can't just sit in your house and wait for the phone to ring. I make myself go to lunch every day in the town where I live at a different restaurant. Even if I don't want to eat, like I just go and sit. If there's nobody goes with me, then I sit at the bar and I talk to the bartender and everybody that's there. You got to do it. You got to keep yourself out there.
Okay, so here's my question for you. So I have 4 kids. I'm in the thick of May. We had a picnic at the school today, and I'm just like in like this like would rather not talk to people phase for like a few days. You know, you like hit it and you're like, if you think I'm talking to you at the school picnic when I'm thinking I'm remembering you didn't invite my child to your kid's birthday party, I will hold a grudge probably for the next 20 years. Like we're not friends
Unless
anymore.
you ask me to sell your house.
Wait, what? Hopefully she's not a realist. She's not gonna listen. Hopefully she won't figure this out. But like, how do you recharge them? Because my thing is like I hit a little bit of a introvert, like we needs to be alone in a dark room and contemplate life. But I'm pretty outgoing most times and an extrovert. But then I just hit this zone. So what do you feel like is where you recharge, or
So
how are you going to lunch? Like I get burnout. I need a break.
You're gonna laugh when I tell you what I do.
I can't wait.
And I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say this online, but
yes, you are.
Okay, so if I feel like that, because even though I'm very outgoing, there are times where I just want to stay in a closet. Like I just I'm so sick of talking to people. I'm so sick of people not knowing who I am.
Yes.
I go into the bathroom and I slap myself and I say, "You're Sonja fucking Halstead. Put your big girl pants on and get out there." That's what I do.
For real?
For real. I swear to God. Because listen,
I don't know if I can do that.
Yes, you can. You can. Because you know what? I've told my kids since they were little, this is the job we chose for a living. It sucks sometimes because everybody knows who we are and everybody knows our kids and everybody knows our family business and whatever. But that's what I chose to do for a living, and it's providing you this life. So guess what? This is what you're doing. Like, this is what we have to do, you know? And I hate to say this, but I started dating and this is a bad story, but my new boyfriend is like, you know, he doesn't like being on social media. I'm like, listen, I don't say this very often, but you're dating Sonja Halstead. Like people are going to know who you are. And if you don't like it, then we can't date. Like, I don't know what to say. Like like when we go out, people are going to be like, people are friending him because his Facebook's private. He's like, everybody's friending me. I don't even know who these people are. I'm like, because your Facebook is private. They want to know who you are. You know? So, and I've taught my kids that too. My Brittany, like, she's like, I can't go anywhere without people knowing who I am because I'm your daughter. Well, yeah, that's the way it is. And when I get that mood, I literally have to go in the bathroom and tell myself to stop it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm curious of, Sonja? You are so connected, and Mary Jo, you're the same way too. You are so connected and you double down on your relationships. Do you actually like set aside time that you are lead genning and picking up the phone and calling here? Or is it just you're staying up to date with your relationships?
No, I spend about 2 hours every day, 1.5 to 2 hours every day calling. I call at least 10 to 15 past clients. Just to tell them how, you know, how they're doing. Some of them don't even remember. Some of them don't even remember because it was 10 years ago. but you're still calling them. And I also I get on social media because social media is so easy. I don't know if you guys have where you live, but we have like, it's called Wadsworth Neighbors. It's like on a Facebook group, and we have Norton Neighbors and all I get on there and look, and people are asking for realtors on there.
Mm-hmm.
And then I friend them, and then I message them. Like I do that for about an hour and a half. I live, breathe, and sleep this business. And sometimes I hate that about myself.
Mm.
But I love going to work every single day.
Mm-hmm.
I've been doing this 25 years and I still love it. And when I talk to new agents, or I go to the schools and talk to the students, I'm like, I literally believe, I tell them, the students, I love doing this because I tell them every December, you should do this with your kids. I'm telling you, every December, you write down on a piece of paper on Christmas Day, what do you love? And it can't be your boyfriend. It has to be like, I love cars, or I love reading, or I love makeup, whatever it is. Okay. You keep that in your drawer, your jewelry box, whatever. The next December, you pull that out. Next December, you write down what you love that December, and then you compare them and see if they're the same.
Wow.
And I still do it to this day. My kids do it. I make them do it because my favorite thing in the world is people. Every year it's people. Like I love people. I want to be around them. I want to talk to them. Even through COVID, almost killed me. It almost killed me. And so I learned that this is my passion. Like I wanted to help people somehow. So I chose not to go to college because I decided to get married and have babies. So I'm like, what can I do to help people? And I loved houses. So I'm like, let's do this. And I feel like if these young kids find their passion, whatever it is, even if it's flipping hamburgers, they're going to be successful if they love going to work. Do you know what I mean?
For sure.
I wish I had a better voice to speak because I would teach. Like I literally would teach. I'd be like a motivational speaker. Like you guys, this is what you should do.
You can still do that.
I was raised by a farmer. It would not go well.
She'd have everyone up saying, I'm mother effing.
Yeah, right. I do it. I tell my team and I do get in moods. You can ask my team. I can be a real bitch sometimes.
Yeah.
But I get moods. And when I get in those moods, I know I got to get away from it, you know?
Yeah.
I'm sure you've had days where you're like, I have 4 listing appointments, or even 2. You're like, I don't even want to go.
Yeah. You're like burnout. Yeah.
But then when you go, you have so much fun doing it.
100%. Like I always was really drawn into like theater and like acting. You know, maybe I wasn't the best, but when I get in that listing appointment and like it's go time, I'm like, well, I'm one of 6 kids. I'm the middle. So I'm like, it's all about me.
Yeah. Yes.
Well, it's really about them. That's the key, obviously.
But you feel that way.
But I feel special because someone is listening to me. How sad is this? Someone is like listening to me. And I know I can do a good job. You know what I mean? I know I'm going to help them.
How old are your kids?
My kids are 10, 8, 4, and 1.
Oh, wow. You are in the mix. You are in the.
Yeah. So May was like literally, I feel like I'm being like dragged behind the bus, and I'm like.
So when you go to work, it's probably a release for you. Like you're just like, yay.
Sometimes I feel bad for these people because I start talking and they're probably like, hey girl, we've been around adults today. We know you haven't, you know, but I'm like, again, I'm like, hey, you want to talk? Yeah. You want to talk? Yeah, we can talk about things. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
you want to listen to my jokes? Like, you know, I love it.
Can I not have food all over me for 5 seconds?
Yeah, exactly.
When your kids are that young, I mean, I know raising Johnny and Brittany, I was building my career and I was not home a lot because I decided very soon in my career that I wanted to be number 1. And I'm like, I'm going to do this. And it was never about money to me. Yes, you can make good money in real estate. It was about, it was helping people is like a drug to me. Like I love when somebody is in a situation where they need to get out of it and they don't know what to do and they're crying. Like I love helping them. I love helping people in estates where like, we need to clean this house out. Our parents just died. Like I will make phone calls and help them. But when I was raising them, and your kids are this age, so be prepared. Like there were times where my kids would be like, I hate your job. I hate you. But now, if you talk to Johnny and Brittany now at 30, at 27, and my son is a real estate agent now with me.
Wild.
They will tell you that I was the best mom. I was there for every field trip. I picked them up from school. I took them to school. Yeah, I might have missed some baseball games, but let's be honest. How many goddamn games can you play in your life?
I know,
you
for
don't
real.
You don't need both parents at every goddamn baseball game.
It's 2 a week, 2 to 3 a week for
It's
baseball.
ridiculous. My son did
Yeah.
travel ball too. I was like, I'm not going.
Ugh.
You know, I have to work. But you soon realize that you're going to realize that your kids need you more as teenagers, like 16 and up, than they do right now. So
Yeah.
build your career, get it going, because trust me, they're going to be okay. They will. You've got to teach them that you can have it all. You can be a mom, you can be a wife, you can be a mother, and you can have a successful career.
We were driving to school this past, actually, it was probably like 2 weeks ago. And I make them like say a prayer on the way to school. And the 10-year-old prayed. He goes, that mom is less busy. And I was like, don't really pray for that a little, not a lot. Dear Lord, we want to stay busy, but mom can be available. I was like,
you're like, you want a new bike?
Yeah, exactly. I was like, did you have fun at Disney in January? Okay.
Right. Yeah,
You know.
I know it's hard. It's a hard balance. Balancing, especially this career, because our phone rings, we'll be at dinner. You know, you make your kid's favorite dinner and then a client calls and you look at your phone, it's a text from a mad client or something.
Ugh.
You're like, I have to deal with this right now.
And I think the hardest is when you get the mad text or something that kind of like is upsetting, or you know this is like a downturn, like maybe someone's backing out from inspections and you just need to handle it. It's going to be a lot.
Yes.
And it's so hard when you're in that moment to not have it change your mood around the people you're around, you know?
Yeah.
I've been out to dinner with my husband, you get that horrible text, and then you're like, just go home. We're not going to have a good time. My brain's gone out the window. I'm trying to figure out this stuff. That's when I'm like, ooh, you know, I try to really work on that. But it's always going to be there, you know?
Well, and I feel like there are agents that turn their phone off between 5 and 7 or 5 and 8. I don't know how they do that. I don't. I've been doing this 25 years. I don't know how they do that. If a client cannot get a hold of you, they are mad. They're blowing up your phone. They don't understand why you're not answering. So they understand you have a life, but really they want to be number one when you're doing a deal with them. So it is hence why I've been married 3 times, twice to the same guy. Is my job. My first husband left. He wanted me to quit my job. And I'm like, are you crazy? What the hell's wrong with you? I'm not quitting my job. Like, he hated it. And then I met Wayne and we ended up divorced. And then we ended up back together, of course.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That is a great story.
It is a great story. But he literally, same way. You're never home. You're always on the phone. You're never home when, this is the kicker. I know how many times have you said, you're never home when you say you're going to be home.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you know what? When you're at somebody's house, you have no idea how long they're going to talk to you or show you 49 grandkid pictures.
Yep.
So get over it.
That was probably before he could track you, though, on Google. So my husband can track me so he can find my body or knock on the door if I'm gone too long. He can be like, I know you have my wife. And she'll turn moody on you, so you're going to want to let her go. That's
you're going to want to leave her alone.
Yeah.
But it is hard. But I think the kids, they get it. And as they get older, they realize, wow, she did a lot, you know?
I try and like sponsor local things too. And my one son, we were at like a school play for my niece, and he opens the program and I'm in there. It was like full page ad. He goes, are you serious? I go, yeah, I am serious.
Yeah. When we had our son, Anthony, Wayne and I never took Wayne's name because of my job.
Yeah.
He was, he's an Italian man. He was pretty upset about that. But I told him, if you want to marry me, you're going to have to get over it because that's what's happening. So when we had our son, he's like, what are you going to say to people when you don't have the same last name? I'm like, they're not going to ask me that because they're going to know who I am. So Anthony was probably like maybe 4 years old. And he goes, I went to the school to help out. He was 5, so he was in kindergarten. And they were like, Miss Halstead. And one of his friends goes, your mom doesn't have your last name? I thought she was married to your dad. He goes, no, my mom's famous. She's on billboards. Right. So I'm like, it's all in what you tell, it's all on, I guess, what you talk to them. I lay in my kid's bed at night and talk to them. In the car, I never have the radio on. I do not answer phone calls in the car. Well, sometimes, but not very often, because it's our time to talk. And that's just what I've always done.
I think back to that like 5 to 8 time frame, because I agree with you. I have such mixed feelings around like hustle culture, such a big word right now, or big phrase. And a part of me feels like absolutely set boundaries. And then another part of
Mm,
me, like, this is an emotional business and people
It
are reaching
is.
mm,
out to you and they're emotional and like you need to match them where they are and be there. But I think you're so smart, Sonja, in okay, this 10, 15 minutes in the car, I don't pick up my phone. It's
Yep.
not
mm,
3 hours. It's you're being like you're very purposeful with the time you have.
mm,
And I think they will talk to you. Like that car ride, if it's quiet, like they just start blabbing. You hear stuff
mm,
you hear stuff you don't want to know actually. But they talk. And I always left the office at 3, picked up my kids, and I do the
mm,
same thing with Anthony. From 3 to 5, I never have appointments. Never.
mhm,
I never do. Because that's when they get home, they're starving, they got homework. I
mhm,
still answer my phone during that time, but I'm home. You know
mhm,
what I mean?
mhm,
Yeah, I like that.
mhm.
Mary
Today
Jo,
he stayed
you,
today he stayed home from school, so he can sit in the basement by himself
That's so
when's he
funny.
finish?
tomorrow. But
Tomorrow?
he
Okay.
got his tonsils out, so he's still so sore.
Oh,
I gave in this morning.
Yes. I shouldn't be saying this, but my daughter, Monday she had a fever and I was like, I don't like it is busy. You gotta go
yeah.
to school.
Like
Um,
pull it together.
Yeah, I know.
yeah.
It's true. Like you're like, you have to go to school because I have to work. I always say school should have like a sick room that all the kids just go in. They just play all day.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
It is hilarious. Mary Jo, do you guys do vacation in the summer?
We do. I mean, I'll inevitably get busy like the week before. But
Oh,
also, I think too, like, this is something I noticed. And I was talking with another agent, and I was like, oh, my business always slows down in July. And they were like, what are you talking about? And I thought everyone's did. But I think it's because I mentally do it myself a little
yeah,
bit.
because you're going on vacation.
Yeah, or like I know I'm gonna be with my kids are gonna be around more.
Hmm.
Um, so I feel like I did have a baby in last January, but I would normally tell people too, especially people I met with, I'd be like, you want to list in early spring. And that was probably because I was like planning, like I'd rather chunk it up in like
Hmm.
the cold months a little bit. So then in July, if maybe it slows a little bit, that I'm like, okay. Um, but I well, actually, I feel like the last two spring Julys have been busier. But before that, I feel like I just chunked it down a little bit. I will say we did go on we kind of went on a few vacations this year, but like in January we did go, oh, in February we did go to Disney and I had a new assistant. She started October and she's the best I've ever had. And so, when people say like leverage, use
Yeah.
people, lean on people, I'd always say like, well, I still couldn't do everything. I literally went on vacation and there was like a delayed closing. She like just got the addendum, got
You
it
handled
signed,
it.
got it done. And it was like a new level. She knew I wanted to be with my family and she bugged me about like as little as possible and just did what needed to be done. And that was like honestly like a dream for me. And like one thing popped up that was like very urgent that she like keyed me in on and stuff. But everything else, like she kept it smooth sailing and she knew like, okay, she's gone. It was just 4 days, but it was like very
Yeah,
minimal.
she handled it.
Yeah, so that was really good. And that was the first time I truly experienced like, success through others,
Hmm.
leverage, and those kind of things. Um, so that was really good. But like I'm still in the phase where like I'm going on vacation with my my last year we did my husband's whole family. This year we're doing like,
Okay.
so yeah, and I think I'd continue to do it. I do, I'm gonna get the calls and stuff like that. Um, I do, it's interesting though. I've really leaned into using people more for showings too lately.
Hmm.
And that has been really good for me. Um, I still enjoy going out and doing showings. But like we're in baseball season. So if I have like two baseball games and my husband coaches, which again, I don't want to tell him like you can't coach, but he
Yeah.
coaches.
Put the
But
baby
like,
on your body.
yeah, you can't do that. Um, but then it's like like when baseball games are on the same night and he's coaching one team at one field and I'm at another field with three kids, like I'm gonna say like, okay, I unfortunately can't show you a house, but this lovely other person can show you a
Yes.
house.
And that,
And I
yeah.
think people are respectful. I think too, it's a little bit
Hmm.
generational. I do think millennials are a little more respectful of people's time,
Yes.
for the most part. Um, and I think it's just because maybe they get it too. And a lot of people now work from home, so they
Hmm.
understand like a family life balance kind of thing. Sometimes I just had someone call me yesterday and I thought it was a sales call because it was 6 and I thought it was a different area code, and I'm like, oh, someone's gonna try and sell me like I don't know some leads.
Zillow
Health
leads.
Yeah,
insurance.
something. It's always like at the really inconvenient time.
It
And
is.
I answered and he goes, "Are you working right now?" And I was like, this is like a sales call. And then it was the nicest guy setting up a listing, wanting me to list the
Well,
property.
that's
I was like,
awesome.
this is so respectful, but I'm so sorry. I thought you were a sales call. That's why I was taken back. But he was like, I wasn't sure if you work after 6. And I was like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah, wild,
Uh,
right? But he also too is probably, I'm gonna guess he's like 36 or something
Yeah.
like that.
So the millennials are like that. They are. They're like,
Mhm.
I'm sorry, can I call you after 6? I'm like, I get calls at midnight. Like, call me at 6 a.m. People see me on Facebook and they're calling my phone. I'm like, oh my
Yeah.
God.
I
That's
didn't
so
realize
funny.
that until not too long ago that like
You're
People
active.
can see.
yeah,
And
Mhm.
on Instagram.
yes,
Instagram
Yeah.
is the death of me.
Instagram
I'm
too.
on all the time.
And it's funny because my team, a lot of team members I have, because I have 10, I'm getting ready to have 11. A lot of them, quite a few of them don't like social media. And I'm like, listen,
You got
social
it.
media, it's 2024. You might as well get over it. Like
Yep.
Hmm.
everybody knows where you're at, what you're doing. It's just the way it is. So I will have clients because I get up at 4 a.m. every day. When I get up, first thing I do is put my quote of the day on, which those quotes of the day is for me. I started that years
Mm.
ago. If I miss a day, I have people message me, "Where's your quote of the day?"
Oh, I love
Like, I'm
that.
so sorry. I was getting coffee, but they'll text me. I know you're up. I just have one question. I'm like,
That's so good.
it's so funny. It cracks me up, but I love it. I could care less. Like, my new boyfriend hates it, but I'm like, I love it.
I think it makes you more real too. You know what I
It
mean?
does.
Like,
Mhm.
they
Yeah.
want to see like on our Instagram page, like we recommend like a restaurant or like go do a summer
Hmm.
activity with your kids. And people love that, and that's a way
They
to
do.
connect with people. And honestly, too, like I feel good promoting a small business and like sharing their hard work too, especially if it's something I love.
Yeah.
Um, and so like especially like being very community based, especially Midwest, like that's what we do. We support the local
Yeah.
restaurant. You know what I mean? We support the baseball team and things like that. So I think people like that and they want to find a new place to go have dinner with their family or something like that.
It's true.
Mary
It's very
Jo,
true.
I have literally sometimes checked your Instagram when I'm looking for something to do on the
Oh,
weekend.
I have two. I have two.
oh, great.
I do love it.
Like, you're the queen.
Oh,
Oh,
thanks.
goodness.
Thanks.
Well, you guys, before we wrap, I do want to ask both of you just rapid fire question that I didn't tell you I was going to do. As people are trying to, if they want an off switch this summer for an hour, what
Mm.
is what's something you would either recommend them to do or like a favorite book or podcast you'd recommend for someone?
You want to go first, Mary Jo?
Okay, so first I will say I do like intentionally if something's not 911, sometimes I will wait to respond because I
Mhm.
think it like teaches people like I'm not available till midnight. So like if you're texting me at 9:30, 10 o'clock, I might not see it till the next morning. But favorite book, this is like not real estate related, but it is
Okay.
social media related. So I'm really into the anxious generation. And it's about kids being on social media and smartphones too soon and how it's affecting our society. So, I might be on my smartphone and I might be on social media, but I've seen what it's done to my adult brain, so I can only imagine what it would do to my small children's brain. So, really good book if you're interested in reading it. And that too, another thing is like I've noticed on myself, I do when I need to turn it off, sometimes I'll like trick myself and be like, I'm not doing real estate. Yeah, I am because I'm on my Instagram, like
Mm-hmm.
scrolling or, looking at other people's ideas for reels. That's still working. Like that still needs to be shut off. And so reading that book kind of made me realize like take a step away, not only from what you think is work, but even the things like you're like tricking yourself is not work, but you're still going. So, that would be
For
my,
me, mine's a little different, like to just relax and get out of the groove of being Sonja or working, I guess you want to say. I think that's what your question was, right?
Yeah.
Like give them, I don't really enjoy reading. I like listening to books instead, but there
I'm
are a
an
few books.
audiobook gal too.
Yeah, there are a few books that I do love, but I tend to listen to self-help books to make myself better, or a better mom, a better realtor. That's the kind of books I like. But what I do for myself when I'm like, you know what, I need an hour or whatever, I, number one, joined a spa and I
oh, I
get facials.
love that.
I get facials once a month and I actually fall asleep and snore. She like, you needed that. I'm like, oh, I did. I did. I get massages every 5 weeks, an
I
hour
love
and a
this.
half.
Oh, I love this sharing part. This is great.
And I also, when I'm really stressed out and I want to kill people, I go in my bathroom and I light all my candles and I take a bath with a bottle of wine.
Oh,
And
that
I
sounds
tell everybody
really
to leave
relaxing.
me alone or I will kill them. And they do.
Yeah.
And it doesn't happen very often, but sometimes I just need that moment. But the best thing I've ever done is take care of myself. Like I joined a gym, you know, I get facials now. And yes, it costs me money. But as you guys are young, so I'm 51. But you're gonna realize real
I'm 40.
quickly. Okay, but I got 11 years on you, girl. You're gonna realize it hit me about 45 is when I started doing all this stuff, that I am doing everything for my kids and everybody else. And yes, I make good money and I'm doing nothing for myself. So my spa is $99 a month membership. I get a free facial.
That's
and
great. Where is this? Where is
I was
this?
gonna say
It's the I don't know, everybody calls it something different.
Oh,
VO?
you go, oh, do you go to the one in Montrose?
Yep.
They're great.
Ayla, which is the name of my new granddaughter, she's kind of named after her. She is my face. My daughter goes
I've
there
gone
too.
there too.
She's amazing.
Okay.
She's so good.
She's so good. And I would pay for my daughters before I let her stop doing that, because she's taking care of herself. And because that is the one thing I never did in my 20s and 30s. And even in my beginning of my 40s, you're taking care of your husband, you're taking care of your kids, you're taking care of your clients, but you don't take care of yourself. And then all of a sudden you're going to look in the mirror at 45 and go, what happened to me? Where'd Sonja go?
Yeah.
Now I get Botox. I get massages.
You look great.
Thank you.
You do.
I
Your
don't care.
skin, I'm not surprised you get facials because your skin is always
It's glowing.
I use their product on my face, which is not cheap, but that's what I listen to them. And I'm like, you know what? And then when I became a widow, I went to them. I'm like, okay, now I'm a widow and single. That means I have to get naked again in front of men. I'm like, what? Do something to me. Like, so I spent like $3,000. I had this body sculpting done. I had they put like little cheek fillers in. Oh my God, it was ridiculous. I was like, I need to look young.
That's awesome.
But because things change in your life and you're just like, we don't ever look at ourselves. You don't. You're so busy that you barely can take a shower.
Yeah.
So that's the best thing I've ever done for myself, because those times are on my calendar and I do not miss them.
Yeah. That's
I don't
awesome.
care I don't care if my kid's sick. Somebody else is coming over to babysit him, because I'm going.
For sure. Oh, I love this.
That's so funny.
If you're an audiobook gal, Worthy by Jamie Kern Lima. So good.
Oh, good.
So good. And
Okay.
I'm with you. Like, I'll go through phases with books, but it is one like on Audible I flew through. It's awesome. You gals, thank you so much for putting a smile on my face. And
Yeah, thanks for having us, Jill.
I mean,
Yes.
Jill, we wouldn't have done this without you. So you are amazing. You are a breath of fresh air
Yes.
every time I'm around you.
Yes.
I wish you could see yourself through my eyes.
Oh,
Oh.
yes. Agree,
that is
Jill.
really,
Agree.
really kind. Thank you.
I don't think Jose knows what he has. I'm going to tell him.
Let's give him a call.
Yeah.
Oh,
Put him in a box.
you
You can
guys.
tell him.
Yeah, right. Hopefully he's listening. He better be. No.
That's right. Better be. Well, until next time, I'll see you guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
See
Bye-bye.
ya. Thanks.
Bye.